Welcome back. Black America Radio with your host, Rasta. And today is Friday, April the 3rd, 2020. And today's show is going to be called The World is Shut Down. So, yeah, that's basically what's going on. For, like I said, April 3rd, let me bring in my cold smoke. Hold on. Smoke, are you there?
You.
Yeah, a little slow to draw.
Yeah, sound effects relate. That's good.
Yeah, man. Shit, man, you see the world shut down.
Yeah, pretty much.
Everybody on lockdown and shit.
COVID-19. Tripping.
And, shit got everybody scared and shit. I laugh. It's funny to me. Yeah, I be laughing at that shit. I'm like, it might sound cold, but your immune system messed up. You don't think you can handle dealing with some fucking virus? You keep your ass in the house.
What do you really mean? It's like shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't do it. I mean, if you under one of them class of people that's, you know, like elderly or you got fucking breathing problems already or some shit like that, better stay in the crib. Shit. Take a chance.
Keep your ass in the crib. That's what I say. Because what I don't be liking is what happened is everybody end up turning on people that's not sick. And then it becomes like, yeah, I'm going to pull my gun out. This nigga here is trying to kill me. And you're like, what are you talking about? Oh, look at you breathing without a mask. It's like, all right, shit, mind your fucking business. Because I'm like, if you scared like that, keep your ass in the house.
Yeah,
I'm
pretty
outside.
much. I feel you.
I had a situation with some white boy pulled a burner out on two black women. You know what I'm saying? Because one, either they had a mask on and they was outside, or they like sneezed or some shit. One or the other. And then white boy pulled a gun out, talking about, I feel like this is threatening my life.
Yeah, well, how we know you ain't got the shit?
Exactly.
You know you ain't got it. Fuck it. Get the fuck out.
Exactly.
But yeah.
The news.
But yeah, that's
got motherfuckers so scared of
They don't need that extra shit.
Look, you got niggas so scared of corona, they don't even care if they got AIDS. They're like, at least they corona.
Social distancing. Yeah, we was in the store, we was in Lowe's like a couple days ago. Well, no, it was like last week. And a lady in there, white dude, he in there. You know, he trying to get something off the same section like he had or whatever. His wife's like, social distancing? Come on, Jeff, or whatever his name was. Like, get the fuck out the way, man. And get our shit.
So far, what I've been noticing, the ones of us that's sick, the ones of us that's like really sick and shit, we dropping like flies. The ones of us that ain't really got no health issues like that, they fighting that shit. So I'm like, yeah, you gotta accept it, because like my sister, for example, she live in like a white part of Georgia, like in Dallas, Georgia. She said, Joe, that shit is shut down out there. When you go to the grocery store, there ain't no cars in the grocery store, and everybody's in a line, and they only letting a certain amount of people in at a time. You go from where I live at, I live around Black people. You can't find a parking spot in Walmart. That shit packed. Every spot's packed. So I said, I know these niggas ain't practicing social distance.
I don't know. People just trying to get their shit and get the fuck out of there. Yeah, and I thought, I went to Lowe's, like I was saying, this was last week or whatever. I'm thinking, like, all right, shouldn't be too many people out, you know what I'm saying? We can go in here. I'm surprised Lowe's open. Fucking Lowe's is crowded as a motherfucker. Everybody in there trying to do a little fixer-uppers or whatever, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, shit, man, people still out and about, you know what I mean? If it is what it is, people going to be out. People still out. The liquor stores
because
still
this
open.
What they said. This would be killing me about when they attack the youth. Look at those immature children in the beach enjoying themselves. They should be in the house. They're killing us. But I guarantee you all across America, you notice an increase of construction being done on your roads and highways. And those ain't children. Those are grown-ass people. And nobody doing construction is social distancing. You're doing construction. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck out of here. Damn.
No.
Essential workers. Essential workers aren't children. Them adults. So we got to go into work. So then guess what? When we go into work, some of these spots got to be open so we can eat. And them ain't children. A lot of them is adults too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So then you got the police out there. You got all the first responders. You got all the Ubers and the Lyfts. You got the gas stations. So that's why, like you said, Lowe's and everything else. The liquor stores, the dispensaries. Those are adults. So if you're telling me that I should be mad at the children who went to the beach because they're spreading the virus, what you think everybody else doing? If I'm going to get corona, I'd rather get corona on the beach than at the damn Coke. You know what I'm saying? At a damn gas station. Give me that shit at the beach. You know what I'm saying? I'm hanging out with some young, tight-body thing. And I'm like, oh, man, I got corona.
Yeah, I stopped going out and shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, last week was the last I really... I mean, I've been out. I had to go do some stuff with my mom. You know, like, little stuff like that, but...
Yeah.
Just, like... I was just, like... I'm working from home and shit, so, like, on my lunch break, I'll just run up to the gas station, play lottery, grab a cigar, something like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I'm just like, yo... Yeah, I thought about it, you know what I'm saying? Because, like, on last week's show, or maybe the week before, it pretty much was like, you need to be changing something about your life, you know, being that we on lockdown and shit like that. You know, making, like, improvements or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So, like, you know what I mean? Like, I woke up, whatever morning it was, the last morning I really was, like, going to play lottery and all that. And I'm like, yo, man, you know, this would be a dumb reason to go to get fucking coronavirus for real. You know what I'm saying? If this shit is real like it is and you susceptible to it, it'd be a dumb reason to get it just going out to get fucking play lottery, which is spending money, and then buying like a fucking tobacco product or something. So it's like, you don't need that shit. So, you know what I'm saying? Since then, like, but, you know, I ain't been smoking no Black and Miles and shit, so that's a good thing, you know what I'm saying? But that's really the place where all the germs are going to be, you know, people touching the doors, people touching merchandise, cups and stuff from the fountain. They still got the fountain drinks open, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, all right, so.
Yeah, see, but that's what we don't get. Because, like I heard a black doctor, because, you know, ever since black people said that we're immune from or like I like to say, we're not dying at the same rate as whites by the coronavirus. So ever since they said that, if you notice, they start coming out with more narratives of black people dealing with the whole coronavirus shit. So
yeah, right after that was the basketball player. That's what
it starts showing a lot of regular people and shit too. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking at this shit and I'm like, yeah, the shit that's funny about it is this. The reason why you're gonna see black people die from the coronavirus is two reasons. Mark my words. The first reason is because of the health. And that's because black people, instead of dealing with our health, we rather, not all of us, some of us, because culturally, we do deal with our health and our wellness, culturally, on an average. But I'm just speaking to the ones that don't. What happened is we don't take our health serious, so we end up taking medicine that doesn't help us or strengthen our immune system or build our bodies back up. Nah, we take medicine that's just going to make us live longer. But we're still sick. It just prolonging the sick person's life. So then when something like a coronavirus happens and your body not strong enough to fight it, now everybody want to start to, boil and well and cry and shit. This person was already dead. They were just taking a medicine to prolong their life on Earth. But something stronger came in and corrected that. It's like, come on. It's like Final Destination. Come on. You was been supposed to be gone. Come on, let's go. That's it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that's
you
how
can't handle
it
an attack, basically.
If you can't handle that shit, like I said, keep your ass in the house. And here's the reason why, Smoke. Remember in the beginning they told you, wash your hands. The sanitation liquid shit. Right? The antibacterial liquid shit. And I'm like, yo, why they keep telling everybody to wash their hands like this shit ain't airborne? You would hear them on the news saying, let's be glad it's not airborne. I'm like, how is this shit not airborne? Now what you hear they say? This shit is airborne. So that means for all these months, when y'all listening to the news and not common sense, y'all breathing the virus. But the virus, just like any virus, you're going to have three different reactions. You're going to have a person it's going to kill them, another person whose body will fight that shit off, and the last person have to be vaccinated to do it. Yeah, have to be vaccinated to do it. To live, you know what I'm saying? And that's how that's going to happen at the end of the day. They know this whole shit is about the immune system. That's what the whole shit is about, fittest of the fit. And they slowly saying that shit because they know that they can't keep hiding that shit. Look at this story right here I want to read. It's the coronavirus update for the people so they can hear this.
All right.
So they tell you social distancing, you need to stand how many feet away, Smoke?
I think it's 6. That's what all the stores, man.
All right. Here's a topic on U.S. Today, March 31st. Is 6 feet enough for social distancing? An MIT researcher says droplets carrying coronavirus can travel up to 27 feet. The novel coronavirus has prompt social distancing measures around the world. One researcher believes what's being done isn't enough. Lydia Boroba, an associate professor at MIT, has researched the dynamics of exhalations, coughing and sneeze for years at the fluid dynamic of disease transmission laboratory and found inhalations cause gaseous clouds that can travel up to 27 feet. Her research could have implications for the global COVID-19 pandemic. Through measures called for by the Center of Disease Control and Prevention and the World Health Organization, call for 6 of the 3 feet of space. Call for 6 and 3 feet of space, respectively. There's an urgency in revisiting the guidelines currently being given by the World Health Organization and the CDC. So the point of me reading that is this, folks. The point of me reading that is this. They told you to be 6 feet, but the droplets could carry 27. They told you it wasn't airborne. And it was. And the reason why they told you it wasn't airborne is because they didn't have any mask and really any other idea what to do next. You see what I'm saying? So it's like all this bad information that they gave that didn't even make sense. So you was breathing and exposed to all this shit for months. But then now they're telling everybody, oh, cover your face, wear bandanas and all kinds of stupid shit like that. So now when people don't wear that shit, you're going to start to see the ones that do try to attack the ones that don't. And I'm like, you understand, you've been exposed for months. Go ahead, bro.
No, I was just going to say, I saw that on the joint today, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is like a video, you know, somebody taping a person walking around like they ain't have a mask on or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Now, the lady was like, she was like looking at electronics or whatever, so you could have taken it as she was touching it. She had coronavirus and she was touching the electronics, but that's what the lady, you know, there's another lady recording her like, you don't got anything on your hands, and you know, blah blah blah. You know, it's the same type of example you was giving. But yeah, you're right. You know what I mean? But it just go back to saying.
We already know how that should be. The first thing they're going to start doing is that vilification shit. Like, my girl told me a story about her uncle, and he's now living, like, in the basement of New York with the rest of the, you know what I'm saying, like, with 2 other people of her family. A man that's close to 40, and a young man who's, like, 21. And this man here is like, I guess like in his 60s or something, right? 50s, 60s, right? So now he goes and he's like, he's angry at the young boy every time he leave the house. When he come back in the crib and shit, anything he touch, this dude start Lysoling it down. And it's just like, you know what I'm saying? So you're making him the villain, but you're breathing the air, exposed already. You're touching gas pumps. You're doing shit exposed already. But because the news keep telling you, these young people out here is having a grandy old time at the beach while we're stuck in the house. Get them! Everybody's trying to attack them. And I'm like, the fuck is you attacking these people for? The beach is open. I went to the beach. But because you stuck in the house. Get your ass in the house. You're spreading it. But you inside the house and shit like that, and you might be asymptomatic. So you might already be glowing green and shit with the fucking COVID. But you talking shit to me. I might, in my blood, you know what I'm saying? Like, just so stupid, son. That's like, damn it, black people, we so fucking mad because we're not dying at the same rate. So because we're not dying at the same rate, yo, we're tight. Oh, black people out here saying we immune. It's not immune, yo. You're not dying at the same rates. That's the whole shit. I'm not gonna, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna sit over here now and be like, oh shit, Trick Daddy, not Trick Daddy. Let me not use a real person, but basically, in a nutshell, black people dying from gunshot at a higher level than coronavirus. So, and that's how I look at that shit. I'm still ducking gunshot. I'm not worried about coronavirus. That's not top of my list. If I see some black kids with some fucking bandanas on their face, first thing on my mind ain't gonna be coronavirus. I'm like, who these wild niggas walking up on me? You know what I'm saying? So I'm not worried about coronavirus. That's what I'm saying.
Take your vitamin.
All of the damn. I'm trying to find a story because they were talking about in Wisconsin, right? Well, you know what? Let me not even say the story. I'm gonna try to find it, and then I'm gonna say the story. But they had a funny story about let me see, coronavirus, black people. That's all you really gotta put now. Are black people immune to the coronavirus? Chinese? No, I think coronavirus death. Black people. Right. Because they had this shit dealing with Wisconsin. That was pretty interesting. Milwaukee. Right, so check it, Smoke. You just put Wisconsin. But so it was like March 27th. I'm trying to say the story off the top of my head. It was like March 27th or whatever, and Wisconsin had 14 deaths. Right? No, 14 deaths. And out of the 14, 8 were black. So the writer of the story said, out of the people that died of from the coronavirus in Wisconsin, 57% was black. And black people only make up 6% of the population in Wisconsin.
No.
And I was like, whoa, what? I said, yo, that's so disingenuous. It's 14 people that died. Out of the 14 people you took, it's 8 of them is black. And then you turn around and say 57% of the corona deaths are black. So if you just saw that headline that said out of
it was clickbait, like how it is.
Yeah, you would think it's this large amount of black people that's dead. No, it's 8. But they're doing so. I start to say to myself, why are they doing that and not really deciphering well, these are the reasons why? And what I mean by that is this. I'm on dialysis, or I'm missing a spleen, or I have some other type of health issue. I unfortunately catch this flu. My weakened body, it is strong to combat this flu. I die. And this is the reason why. You understand what I'm saying, Simone? Not, yo, you got the coronavirus, you about to be dead. Ah, yo.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what they've been saying is that a lot of the cases, just overall period, of people that's dying, they had like, underlying health issues, pretty much the verbiage they've been using. You know what I'm saying? Like, something's going on with them to where they can't fight this virus, or it takes over for them. You know what I'm saying? Because Carrie, her husband got that joint. He got the coronavirus joint. So someone was like on the, it was like a couple days ago.
Ventilator on shit.
Like, yeah, he was in the hospital. Pretty much they all separated. Like nobody you can't go in to visit him and shit like that. So it's like, he in there or whatever. This was like maybe Monday. I want to say like my mom was saying he wasn't doing too good, but I didn't hear anything since then. So I figured in my mind like, oh, he probably fighting that off and bouncing back. But going back to the underlying issues, going back to what we were saying with the underlying issues, to my understanding, like she was finding out that he had like some other shit going on with him, from my understanding. I haven't talked to her myself, so this is just like shit that I heard, from the other family or whatever. So, but hopefully he could bounce back or whatever. But it's pretty much those are the people that is really attacking, is the ones with health problems already, and your body can't fight off the virus. It's like you got too much going on.
Yeah, shit weak. And see, what people got to understand too is, and I'm gonna be basing this off of this 55-year-old black man. Right? He said he was healthy, went down, all that bullshit. Right? According to him, he would fall under healthy. So he catch the shit. He said, yo, that shit put him on his ass. You know what I'm saying? He said, straight up, that shit put me on my ass. You go through the fevers, all that shit. He said, but he was fighting that shit. He wasn't laying down. He said he was fighting the shit, throwing up. You know what I'm saying? He said, but every time he lay down, he felt better.
Right.
He said, but it wasn't doing better. Your lungs was filling up. He said that's how the virus works. He said, but when you move around, you feel like death. But that shit's working. You dig what I'm saying? He was like, yo, you're going to feel like death, yo. You're going to throw up, all that shit. But that's you fighting that shit. This is a battle, and you're going to come out strong. But if you sit there and lay down, and that's why so many niggas get killed in the hospital. Because once you go into the hospital, you got to listen to what the doctor say. The doctor going to lay your ass down, put you on these ventilators. What a ventilator going to do? Artificially pump air into you. So your lungs ain't working. Your body ain't working. So there's nothing fighting. It's like the virus stomping you the fuck out, and they got a machine inside you to keep you alive, while the virus keeps stomping you the fuck out. Of course you're gonna die. You know what I'm saying? Like, of course. You know what I'm saying? So that's the whole shit. But then guess what? If you get up and start fighting that virus back, oh, he gonna beat your ass. But then you're gonna fight back and beat his ass back. And then eventually
you'll
go away.
You'll get stronger. You'll get stronger.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's crazy, man. And you would think about it like like the most normal response to when you get sick like that is to get rest. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't go lay down. You know what I mean? Drink you some hot tea or something, and take some medicine and lay down. You know what I mean? It wouldn't be so much to like try to necessarily fight it off per se. You know what I'm saying? He's like, yo, lay it down, wake up in the morning. You know what I'm saying? So that's like a dangerous thing. And so when you painting that picture of, not being able to breathe. Then you have the ventilators. Now your body is becoming used to not operating on itself. So like on its own or whatever. Now you got the virus just pretty much attacking while you laying dormant.
But that's in the same vein as if you like fucked your leg up or some shit. They're not gonna give you a mechanic fake leg. No, you got to go through therapy. You got to relearn how to walk. You got to strengthen your leg muscles. But if you're stuck there on that ventilator, so anytime they hit you, once they start, they send you. So the other part is this. So the dude was like, when he realized that shit, because that's the thing about being somebody that work out. And that's why we trying to tell these girls and shit who be wanting to get these surgeries and all kinds of shit like that. It don't matter how you look. When you do the process to get your body a certain way, and you're training, you're working out, it's not just your body that's changing. You're also building up a type of character, a type of endurance, a type of drive because of what it took to get to that level. So because this black man here exercised, worked out, had a healthy living, in his nature he couldn't just lay down. In his nature he had to get up because he was an active individual. Now put that there, Smoke, with that lazy ass person, diabetes. He sit down on the couch and like, I don't want to do shit. Yeah, he gonna be dead. You know what I'm saying? But if you got that other person that's like, and you can say diabetes still use diabetes. But this person works out and tries to keep his body or her body and immune system strong because they understand their body. That person will survive. You see what I'm saying? But the news don't tell you that. The news keep on telling you everybody who died. So when you keep on thinking about everybody who died, if you get that shit, which you probably already had that shit and your body fought it off, then you're going to be scared and be like, oh my God, I might be dead. I got the coronavirus. Forgetting the fact that if you're asymptomatic, you got the coronavirus. And not sick, and they showing no signs and none of that shit. Well, they shut the whole world down, son. You shut the whole world down. You know what I'm saying? And and here's the story. Keep this shit. March 30th, Yahoo News. Suspected SARS virus and flu samples found in luggage. FBI report describes China's biosecurity risk. In late November 2018, just over a year before the first coronavirus case was identified in Wuhan, China, U.S. Customs and Border Protection agents at Detroit's Metro Airport stopped a Chinese biologist with 3 vials labeled antibodies in his luggage. The biologist told the agents that a colleague in China had asked him to deliver the vials to a researcher at a U.S. institute. After examining the vials, however, custom agents came to an alarming conclusion. Inspection of the writing on the vials and the stated receipt led inspection personnel to believe the materials contained within the vials may be viable Middle East Respiratory Syndrome, MERS, and severe acute respiratory system, SARS, says an unclassified FBI tactical intelligence report obtained by Yahoo News. And now you already peeped that MERS and SARS are respiratory. This shit here, the coronavirus, is respiratory. So what that means, what I tell you, you got to build your respiratory system up. Because you got viruses out here that is willing to tear your ass up if you got weak lungs. All y'all smokers out there. And I ain't talking about the herb smoking. Cause I'm sparking my shit right now. You know what I'm saying?
Shit. Tobacco shit.
I'm talking about y'all, the tobacco, and cigarettes and shit.
I can.
Because if you're doing that, you better hit that jogging. You better drink you some fucking gingers and some fucking damn, can't even think of it. I should have got it. But it's a lot of shit you got to do to try to clean out your fucking lungs and shit. You know what I'm saying? But definitely increase your jogging and your running. Who?
The mullen, I think it's mullen leaf, if I'm pronouncing it right.
Yeah, you got to get back to the herbs, people. You got to get back to the herbs.
I was just looking at that today. I had to order some of that joint, mullen leaf. Peppermint. Yeah. It was a bunch of other ones that help with like lung function and shit like that, cleaning your lungs.
When you realize that's what the enemy's shooting at you, that's what you got to make sure you strengthen. And one thing I'm gonna say about black people, and salute to black people, we was definitely on our health shit. We was definitely on our building our immune system up. You know what I'm saying? The majority of us. The ones who didn't follow that and wanted to eat up their pork and yam up on their, you know what I'm saying, other stuff that killing their body up. Yo, now y'all know why. Now you know why them Hotep niggas were telling y'all to go vegan. Think about that shit, yo. How many people would have died smoking if the vegan movement didn't catch on? Think about that. Because a lot of black people shifted their eating, shifted their idea of health, shifted that shit from the old way to a different way. So this is cleansing going on. This is cleansing, yo. The fittest of the fit shall survive. And you got to get on the program. That old way not working. All of that trans fats and all of these different chemicals. And nah, man, we got to strengthen it up because biological warfare, you dead. And they damn sure using biological warfare right now. And if you don't understand and see that shit, then you're not reading and deciphering the shit for yourself. You keep on waiting for the news to break it down to you. But they're not going to tell you this type of shit. The report written by the Chemical and Biological Intelligence Unit on the FBI's weapon of mass destruction Directorate does not give the name of the Chinese scientist carrying the suspected SARS and MERS samples or the intended recipient in the U.S. But the FBI concluded that the incident and two other cases cited in the report were part of the alarming pattern. And remember, this dude was caught November of 2018. And November of 2019 is when the whole fucking SARS shit started popping up out there in that Wuhan shit. So Yeah, so I ain't gotta really read the rest. They just say in this case of the suspects, where they said the report which came out more than 2 months ago, before the World Health Organization learned of a cluster of pneumonia cases in Wuhan that turned out to be COVID-19, appears to be part of a larger FBI concern about China's involvement with scientific research in the United States. While the report refers broadly to foreign researchers, all three cases involve Chinese nationals. In the cases of the suspected SARS and MERS virus, the intelligence report cites another classified document that is marked FISA, F-I-S-A, meaning it contains information collected under the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act. Another case cited in the report appeared to involve flu strands, and a third was suspected E. coli. So when you see that shit, that flu strands and E. coli shit, that's the niggas mixing them shit, trying to create stronger strands. But once again, black people, we want to play behind the boat. We want to be backseating this shit. We don't want to stand and protect our own. No, we want to play the games and the white man powerful and all this shit. Now you got the Chinese over here cooking up shit in the lab. While we talk about white supremacy and all the other groups out here that's standing on your back so they could be number one, they playing biological games. The United States and America right now is in the middle of an economic warfare. And now they're launching biological warfare. That's what's going on right now. And through the biological warfare, guess what? That's another way to use to affect economies across the world. Now China coming back in, handing everybody out fucking lab testing kits and masks and all shit to the world. We got millions, everyone. And we don't even peep the game. That's the reason why Trump is like, nah, nigga, we'll be back popping it by Easter. Yeah, because they're saying we ain't about to be on break and allow them Chinese to have any time to take care of the fucking world and like sort of replace America at the moment.
Yeah.
Hell fucking
That's a good point.
Yeah, we don't get what's going on. This whole shit is the same shit dealing with the economic trade war shit going on. All that shit is the same shit, man. But we don't get those shit. I got a story inside here. When I find it, I'm gonna read the whole shit. But I got a story in here about some Chinese and then Italy. I guess they got like a Chinese population out there. They travel back and forth to China. They come back to Italy before Italy knew about SARS and what to do. I mean, about the Corona shit and what the Corona shit was doing. The Chinese already quarantined themselves. So when the whole of Italy was dying off, that part of Italy where the Chinese was at, they had no or low death. Straight up. When I found that
ready
out,
for that shit.
Yeah, they was ready for that shit, but we don't get it. We don't get that shit because we have to listen to what white people think is going on. So when they're sitting over here like, well, I don't know. Let's figure it out. Let's look at the stats. We have to figure it out, and we have to wait because we're not in control of ourselves. And here go the story, Smoke, just so it's content to what I just said. It goes from zero to hero. Italy's Chinese help beat coronavirus. Rutgers, March 31st. All right. So it goes. Wait, and they got a Chinese resident of Italian town brings COVID. Okay. All right, let me just get to the story. Florence, in the storm of infection and death sweeping Italy, one big community stands out to health officials as remarkably unscathed. The 50,000 ethnic Chinese who live in the town of Prato. 2 months ago, the country's Chinese residents were the target of what Amnesty International described as shameful discrimination, the butt of insults and violent attacks by people who feared they would spread the coronavirus through Italy. But in the Tuscan town of Prato, home of Italy's biggest single Chinese community, the opposite has been true. One scapegoat, they are now held by the authorities as a model of early strict adoption of infection control measures. We Italians feared that the Chinese in Prato were to be the problem. Instead, they did much better than us, said Rizzo Bucci, top state health official of the area, which includes Florence. Among Chinese residents in Prato, there isn't even one case of COVID contagion. So let me say this again. Among Chinese residents in Prato, there isn't even one case of COVID contagion, right? So, so he's saying, see, and they go, he said referring to COVID-19, which has killed almost 12,000 people in Italy, more than any other country. So then it goes, ethnic Chinese make up about a quarter of Prato's textiles. All right, so here it goes. Prato's Chinese community built originally around the textile industry went into lockdown from the end of January, 3 weeks before Italy first recorded infection. So I'm going to read that again. Prato's Chinese community went into lockdown from the end of January, 3 weeks before Italy's first recorded infection. So 3 weeks before Italy recorded its first infection, them Chinese was already quarantining themselves and preparing for this virus, and we don't get what's going on. Many was returning from. Ready for this one? Hold on, let me make sure I got some music in the background. You know what I'm saying? I want to make sure I have some nice music in the background when I say this shit. So I said, many of them, these Chinese from Prato, Italy, many of them were returning from New Year holiday in China. In China, the then epicenter. They knew what was coming and spread the word, stay home. So as Italians headed to the ski slopes and crowded into cafes and bars as normal, the Chinese inhabitants of Prato had seemingly disappeared. It seemed still festooned with Chinese New Year decorations were semi-deserted and the shops shuttered. There is some anecdotal evidence that Chinese people elsewhere in Italy took similar precautions, though national data on infection rates among the community is unavailable. The health ministry did not respond to an email seeking comment. But we don't get it, Smoke.
He's ready.
We don't get it. Come on. They said the Chinese not even in that town knew to lock the fuck down. And we don't get it, yo. Because we not a monolith. We not a monolith. We love saying that dumb shit, right? The world's a fucking monolith. But black people want to be individuals and work with everybody because they people of color. They minorities. Stupid asses. Now they out here creating biological warfare and shit. And we talking about, Mr. President, how you feel about people calling this the Kung Flu? The fuck? I don't get it, Smoke. I don't get it. This shit's fucking run. Yo,
I'm wondering, like, what are the stories out there like that? Because it's like, you say, you know what I mean, and that one part of Italy, they shut it down. But then there's evidence that they was doing that all over, you know, other parts of Italy, you know, with the Chinese community.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting to know, or at least something to think about, is like, you know, what was happening in you know, your community, or, you know, the listeners' community, like, you know, because all of the hoods got Chinese stores in it, you know, whether it's a hair store or a gas station or whatever, you know. So if you could just think back, like, you know, whether it's a month, a couple months, like, was those stores open? Were you going in there? You know what I'm saying? Did they just break out at the beginning of that shit? You know, back during the stages when it was all jokes. You know what I'm saying? When people was making jokes about it. You know, what was happening? Like, you know, just think about that. So it'd be interesting. You know,
did you notice your local Chinese store closed? A store that never been closed for 50 years? You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, Chinese stores don't close. Did you notice all of a sudden Shan had this shit closed?
They open all
you know what I'm saying? Like, we don't get it, yo. We don't get it. And guess what? And this for any Chinese motherfuckers out there listening. Ain't nobody mad at you. That's what you're supposed to be doing. That's what that's called takeover. You know what I'm saying? The only people that's comfortable being on the bottom is us. We comfortable being on the bottom. Yeah, everybody else want to fight. Everybody else want to do something. We want to not be a monolith. That shit retarded, man. But yeah, but that's and then here goes another story right here. This April 3rd, right? National Review. China wants to use the coronavirus to take over the world. Oh, really? Now, I done showed y'all all these different dates in March, where if you're following and paying attention, you would have realized, oh yeah, this is what's going on. Now they figured it out. What started as a catastrophe for China is shaping up to be a moment of strategic opportunity, a rare turning point in the flow of history. Suddenly, the protests in Hong Kong, carrying a mortal threat to political stability in the mainland, became a physical impossibility. More important, the pandemic set in motion a global competition to contain the virus, for which China and the Chinese Communist Party seem uniquely prepared. Again, to contain the virus, for which China and the Chinese Communist Party seem uniquely prepared. As the virus spreads,
You taking that cushion challenge?
Look at me like, yeah, that's that kush. Nah, that's Corona. I got that Corona. As the virus spread, as the virus spread to the whole world, it became apparent the Western societies, Beijing's true rivals, and that had the ability to quickly organize every citizen around a single goal. As opposed to China, which remains to a large extent a revolutionary society. Let me repeat that. As opposed to Beijing true rivals did not have the ability to quickly organize every citizen around a single goal. That's what happens when you're not a monolith. You can't be organized around a single goal. As opposed to China, which remains to a large extent a revolutionary society. Think for yourself, black people. Do you think a revolutionary society say things like, I'm not a monolith? So this is why one group is doing and making moves that they make and why others aren't. So their political systems were built for normal times. Chinese society is a mobilized army which can quickly drop everything else and march in one direction. Mao once said, everything under heaven is in utter chaos. The situation is excellent. And so it seems at present, as seen from Beijing. I'm going to repeat that again. Mao once said, everything under heaven is in utter chaos. The situation is excellent. That's meaning taking advantage of times of chaos. When people can't, you make sure you can. And so it seems at present, as seen from Beijing, Chinese diplomats stationed all over the world spend their time raising the stakes to a dangerous level, following instructions from the very top. They have taken to the media to issue a challenge to America, to point out its failure, and to compare the chaos in American cities and hospitals with what they see as a singular success in stopping the epidemic in China. Several commentators have suggested that China may be winning the coronavirus battle by stepping forward and providing medical help to affected countries, mostly in Europe, at a time when the United States is consumed with its own difficulties. This misses the point. The case has been multiplying where the medical equipment provided by Chinese companies and even the Chinese state turned out to be faulty, provoking justified ire in, for example, Spain, the Netherlands, and Turkey. Moreover, medical help is a normal occurrence in a crisis. China has done nothing different except perhaps in the clumsy way it publicized those efforts. Forget about mass diplomacy. It is no more than a distraction. There are other ways for China to use the coronavirus pandemic to upturn the existing global orders. I see three main levers. before I get into those levels. So yes, I had heard, I had read somewhere that a lot of European countries is turning away a lot of the Chinese help because they're giving those tests to test if you got corona, and those shit don't even work.
They giving
those shit don't even work.
They also giving out they back to producing masks. So, the Patriots
but they had a stockpile.
He just went over there and he went over there and got like I want to say 1 million masks or some shit like that.
To a Marbury?
Bought them shit back. Huh?
To a Marbury?
Marbury did that too.
So who you talking about?
Robert Kraft, for the Patriots. Yeah, they flew their plane over there. Yeah, they flew their plane over there and copped them joints, brought them joints back. They had like a truckload full of them. I saw that earlier today. I don't know if they was delivering it today or if I was just watching it late, whether it was yesterday or whatever. But they came to New York with like a big 18-wheeler full of masks or whatever. But they supposedly flew their plane, the team plane over there to get the masks. So it's funny, like how, it's like, even mentioning like the trade war and just how it's just playing out because the disease that originated in China, nobody's disputing that. Now that area, that part of the country or part of the world is healing and they going back to working, and now it's like, the Western world is now getting the effects of the coronavirus, and now China is in the position to supply the world with supplies and help and, whatever. So it's just funny how it's playing out. And so, you mentioned it before, but, it go back to the Trump, how, the stance Trump is making in terms of, trying to keep the country going. Because that pretty much is like will reverse any of the, the ground or the, what's the word I want to use? But all of the advantages and money that's been made from like the tariffs and shit is gonna kind of reverse that.
Keep all that shit running. So this is a capitalistic society, so the money got to keep going. You know what I'm saying? That's the only way to keep the shit up. Other than that, ain't no more America. Bye-bye. Now we playing behind. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. And that's why, and the shit that frustrates me is this. The only reason why we as black people is going to be suffering is not because of corona. It's because of us not wanting to get up under everybody, not even just white people. We want to be played behind everybody. We don't want to stand front and reign supreme like we're supposed to. So we have to suffer because white people fumbling and doing dumb shit, or because China got issues with some. We can't even live under the decisions of our own shit. We literally sit here and have to wait until other people make decisions for us, and then bitch and complain when the shit don't work for us, when we know it ain't gonna work for us. That's what I get frustrated by. And I'm like, how long we gotta live under that type of fucking reality? You know what I'm saying? So, but just on get away from the Cohen shit. Not Cohen. What I said, the COVID. Let me do a little follow-up story on the guy named Andrew Gillum.
Oh boy.
So here's an opinion piece by someone named Preston Mitchum and Dr. Michael J. Seabury. So it goes. Why we call for black people to support and not shame. Damn, this is one of them parts where the fucking page.
This is for Andrew Gillum.
Yeah, that's for Andrew Gillum. Yeah, 'cause that's not even the whole. Wait, listen. Okay, yes. Black people to support, not shame, Andrew Gillum. And then they're going to say, then they're going to say, opinion. Preston Mitchum and Dr. Michael J. Seabury penned an open letter in solidarity with the Florida politician, and 450 black men have since signed it. That's weirdo shit, because I don't know why would you sign and support some weirdo shit, but yeah, whatever. So they go, Bati Boy Mayor Andrew Gillum deserves our support because we rarely receive. Oh, my bad. Yeah, no, that's it. Because we rarely receive it in a white America hell bent on devouring black people whole. We have seen this exemplified in far too many situations, both on a local and national level, and we are tired. As you know, it was not long ago when people took to social media to express their disappointment at Gillum's questionable hotel incident earlier this month. Though we still don't know exactly what unfolded in the Mondrian Hotel on the morning of March 13th, that hasn't stopped nearly everyone from speculating as if they were present in the room. So it goes.
That was weird.
Yeah, all right. What followed the initial incident was half-baked and problematic news coverage from mainstream media, leaving many of us uneasy about Gillum's story. The news coverage was fueled in part by black conservative Candace Owens obtaining Gillum's police report and sharing it with her 2 million Twitter followers. An investigation has since been launched against Owens, though it is unclear what kind of penalty she will face for posting a copy of possible illegal obtained police report. All right, so then that's the police report.
Politicians paying dirty, boy.
You know what I'm saying? So then they're going to say, this coverage has also been fueled by the sensationalization of a black male body being laid on the ground and sold in an effort to entice readers to click, like, and share. Let us be honest. Owens was and always has been a conduit for white male patriarchy. That's just one reason this takedown of Gillum feels personal. We also know over the last several years, Gillum built a particular large fan base as the first black mayor of Tallahassee, Florida. The base significantly increased in his high-profile, close defeat in Florida 2018 gubernatorial race. Let me scroll down some more. So then it goes, but that's not why we penned our open letter supporting Gillum and his family. We did so because all too often black men are rarely afforded opportunities to fail, perpetuated by media coverage willing to swallow us whole. We decided to write the open letter a mere few days after the Daily Mail published revolting photos of Gilliam while in a vulnerable state. It is.
Who's the author of this?
Oh yeah. So I'm trying to make sure I get his point in what he's trying to say. The only difference is that one is still alive in his own graves in the smear campaign. Fellow black men allowed this letter to be a reminder that we too must be allowed space to explore, mess up, reevaluate ourselves, and become anew. Blah, 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 right? So, here you go. And then go, instead of a smear campaign against his integrity, honesty, and livelihood that is led by a conservative black woman and fueled by hatred. Wait, hold on. Damn. Fueled by hatred and homophobia from black men. Gillum deserves support. So, yes, this some gay guy write this shit, right? Because I said the same shit you said, so Smoke. I read it. I was like,
almost swallowing whole.
What the fuck is this guy?
It's like a bug.
Yeah. I was like, what the fuck is this? Let me Google his name and see what his temperature like. Yeah, he's rocky. So then I see another one from U.S. Political. And this title is called Andrew Gillum is a Coward. That's interesting to me. See what this person's talking about. So he goes, and it's about a black dude. Both of them is black. The first one's a black gay dude. And this dude right here is a black gay dude too. So he goes, to me, the closeted gay man has always been the most cowardly form of a man. Cowardly is the only way to accurately describe the kind of grown adult male who is so afraid of how he is seen by society, so afraid of being honest and open about who he is that he cowers in the closet and use some unsuspecting woman and innocent kids as cover so that he can pursue whatever it is he thinks being openly gay would stop him from pursuing. He outed himself when he assumed that the general public were all stupid enough to believe his story about being drunk and in town for a wedding. And that's the same shit I said. I was
like, be yourself, girl.
Yo, this nigga was passed out hugging the fucking toilet, throwing up this shit on that crystal meth.
Man,
gay niggas in the trend, like, talking about he got an alcohol problem.
Right. Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, I know he glad this corona shit going on.
I know, right?
I know he glad. Yeah, he like, you know what? I would do an interview, but corona.
Yeah, gotta stay away. Social distance.
I'm quarantining myself. Yeah, so that's what this
on that crystal meth.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy. You got a whole fucking family, but we'll get into all that, into how they get into all that shit. But see, that's the whole thing about it. Cause like I said, this dude, he a funny man too, but he a conservative, and the other one is a funny one, but he's a Democrat. So one thing he a coward could be political reasons, but my whole shit is this at the end of the day. Yo, y'all don't represent us, man. So don't sit over here and want to wave the black flag. That's what makes me laugh. Don't wave the black flag and all that shit like that. And yes, because us as black men out here in the public, you know how it is. We're not able to express ourselves and love who we want to love. We're like, whoa. Oh, wait, that ain't what we fighting about. That's not us out here in these streets. What the fuck is wrong with you? You know what I'm saying? So it's just like they not they, like everybody, they use us to prop their shit up. You know what I'm saying? But that Gillum shit, that shit was wild. He sat there and said he got an alcohol problem. Oh, okay.
Mizaf.
You know what I'm saying?
God damn, boy.
And just like I be telling people, now you've been drunk before. You've been drunk to the point where you threw up, right?
Yeah.
If police knocked on the door and saw you so drunk that you can't even stay straight and shit like that, you telling me a couple of minutes later you could straighten up and be like, I'm okay to drive? And the police will be okay, like, fine?
No.
You see what I'm saying? No. You smoking on that shit. It hit that shit too hard and threw up. And that's why you was able to compose yourself after that shit and be like, no, I'm doing fine. I just had a little too much to drink or whatever. You know, whatever you said. But, nah, if you was drunk like that to the point where you need to get alcohol anonymous, there was no way in hell you would have been able to drive. So, yeah.
And those joints like that.
You ought to just
that shit crazy, man. That shit crazy.
That's a wild shit. They heard Tekashi 6ix9ine out of jail now.
6ix9ine.
Yeah. That's that young people shit.
Yeah. Niggas been snitching since the fucking 60s. It was fucking 70s, man.
Snitch a boy.
No concept. Snitching, corning, all that shit. That shit, man. But yeah, that they said what was the other dude on his case? Kuda B, I think they said he came home too because of the whole coronavirus shit. So I wish they would have let hell right. I wish they would let Rello out for the coronavirus. So man,
you know what I'm saying? Shit, that'd be cool. Shit.
Yeah. But it don't work like that for everybody, I guess.
Yeah, now they got the fucking weed and coronavirus. Is my cannabis dispensary open? Can I order marijuana via delivery? Like this is the part. This is the part of the story that they ain't talking about. They want to talk about the kids at the beach. You know what I'm saying? These damn kids. But you ain't talking about this other shit, man. Come on. You got marijuana dispensary, which I ain't mad at. I'm just saying, like, if you're going to bitch about me going to the beach, you know what I'm saying? Why you got a liquor store open? Like, come on. It's not essential.
We passing the bottle.
You know what I'm saying? That shit not essential, so fuck out of here, man. But I do say this though, man. A lot of what's going on is just exposing the weakness in America. So all this big bad, we're gonna take down the system, and you know what I'm saying? Let's destroy. Wait. Listen to this. Mexico stops brewing Corona beer. It's deemed non-essential and epidemic. How fucking crazy is that, shit? How crazy is that?
That's fucked up.
They said we're gonna stop doing this naked Corona shit. It's getting too expensive. Non-essential. Yeah, but they did say, you could just create anything, basically anything you can put across your face. If you You know what I mean? You feel like that. I'm gonna tell you right now, I ain't putting shit on my face. When I drive from work, I have my windows down, 'cause it's nice outside, my music blaster, no mask on my face.
But you might ride through that 27 feet with somebody sneeze.
With some, you know what I'm saying?
With your window down.
My body's strong. My immune system is strong. I've been working on my immune system since birth. You know what I'm saying? That's how I look at that shit, man. Build my body up. I told my mom, fuck that shit. I'm like, yo, if I'm sitting over here and I see she's sick or some shit like that, I ain't about to quarantine and shit. I'm be standing over here making sure she and everybody good. And then, you know, she gave me that weird eye. I said, oh, you ain't gonna do that for me? She gonna say,
quarantine.
I said, wow. They don't make black women like they used to.
In that back room, scared. Take it to the back.
She gonna be like, Rasta B, could you get something out the garage? Where? Over here, bro. Lock the door and shit. We'll see you.
That is y'all food through the little slot.
I gotta see my eye open now. Yeah, that's how I look at this shit, man. So, at the end of the day, then we got a situation with Joe Biden, right? I don't think I got any of the Joe Biden stories up, unfortunately, but what's going on right now is that I could build on.
Joe.
They got this right here. Check this out. Over 100,000 sign a petition demanding TV networks stop airing Trump's live coronavirus briefings. So they said over 100,000 people have called on news organizations to stop airing unedited live press briefings from the president about the novel coronavirus. So he's saying unedited because they want the edited versions of what they want you to see. But they don't want you to see what they don't want you to see. So they're going to say the petition alleges, this is what the petition is everybody's signing, that the president is using the press conferences as an opportunity to hold live daily rallies.
Wow.
Because you got to remember, these who you ain't see since this corona shit been popping. Joe Biden, where you been at, Joe? You know what I'm saying? They've been keeping Joe out the spotlight. They ain't want him fumbling. Then they slowly start having him come out and talk. And they like, yo, Joe, talk to, the news people. Anytime you see Joe Biden talking, watch it. When I tell you, it's the funniest shit. He is definitely going to say some weird shit or some rambling or some weird shit. Yo, you're gonna see it. If you believe that Trump isn't gonna win, and Joe Biden is gonna be the president, watch him.
Nobody believes it.
You know what I'm saying? Look, there's no way you can. Listen to him talk.
Believe that shit.
Listen to him talk. In an interview. An interview about a topic that everybody believes in. He sounds like what I said on YouTube. I said he sounds like the person rambling on the phone and he's trying to get him off the phone, but you can't get a space in to get him off. That's how he be sounding.
Yeah.
That should be hilarious.
Just running on, just talking, the same shit.
Yeah, that should be all non-coherent and shit. Look, Joe Biden launched a podcast, so we can keep talking with each other. 5 days ago. Wait, what the hell am I doing? Where's my A at?
No, hey.
Nah, my A. I'm trying to type where Joe Biden at. But yeah, my son's been using my damn computer. Yeah, so now I'm missing the A. Alright, there we go. Yeah, 'cause I'm trying to find the article where they speak on Joe Biden campaign, talking about like where she's at, because he's not like on TV. You know what I'm saying? On TV. Let's see. Yeah, I'm trying to see where I can find it. But it was an interesting story. Joe Biden is blowing this campaign in more ways than one. Joe Biden is the worst imaginable challenger to Trump right now. TV host failed to ask Joe Biden a question about sexual assault allegation. Yeah, you know what? I can't even find it then. But they were talking about how he's not even being, seeing him being drowned out basically by Trump in the Trump talk. And once they said that, or something around that, that's when I start to hear all of the talk about we don't need to be covering the briefings anymore and all kind of shit like that. So you can already see people dying or not. These politicians, like the old saying goes, is not gonna not take advantage of a good crisis. And this is the best crisis. They're going to take advantage of it. Look like Kamala Harris out there. You see her talking?
What the hell is she talking about?
Yeah. Oh, the next president, and he's doing a horrible job, and what we need is leadership. And so why don't you jump out the race? Don't jump out the race and talk shit. Like, that doesn't even make sense. You dropped out the race.
Wow.
So it's like, come on, don't talk tough. So,
really?
Yeah. But that's my whole shit with that. And again with the whole COVID-19 coronavirus bullshit. Man, clearly, man, them Chinese had that shit set up. Clearly, they had that shit set up. They talked about how they
that's
dead bodies.
That's crazy.
Look how quick they're able to respond. Come on. And then, like I said, say what you want to say about Trump. But Trump said as soon as he got into the game, yo, we got to bring manufacturing back. We don't make nothing in America, and that's a problem. And everybody laughed.
Yeah.
Now we trying to get mad. That's the reason. See, look, and this is what else they don't understand about the whole Trump. Yo, why this nigga Trump ain't locking everything down? He's so stupid. Look around the world and see how the rest of the world is locking down their citizens. We don't live in a country that we being repressed. Like I said, we talk the shit that we talk, and we deal with the shit that we deal with. But martial law locking us down and no, hell no. Well, this ain't that type of country, homie. And you don't allow the government to let that shit. Because once they be able to do that, they don't take it back. They don't take it back. You can't give these people power, ultimate power, and think that they'll turn around and use it righteously and then give it back to you and go back to a lesser power. That ain't how it works.
I don't know. That should be written in the law.
Hell yeah.
If this happened.
Look. Every 6 months we'll be having emergency lockdown drills. Oh my God, another terror. Another virus. We got everybody locked down and stay in their homes. It's like, oh Lord, again. But we don't get that shit. Fear is a motherfucker, man. Fear is a motherfucker, yo. So, I want to make sure we built on every topic. Can we talk about, we damn sure stayed up on that corona shit. And then they turn around now, and it's like, why Trump is, just to go back to the freedoms of America. Trump like, everybody who want to wear a mask will wear a mask. If you don't want to wear a mask, you don't got to wear a mask. But if you but wear a mask. I'll cover your face or whatever. It's not, but it's voluntary. You know why you got to say voluntary? Because you can't tread on the rights, yo. You can't tread on my rights. And I always say that, think about this with the Democratic Party presidency. They would have been like, you have to. This is mandatory. And once they take your shit, and we know that from Bush with 9/11, they'll take your rights.
Obviously gone.
And then you have to fight and be willing to die and shit to get them shits back. And that's the real reason why a lot of people like, man, fuck this virus. It's not because they're being defiant or because they don't care about the lives of the others and all this other dumb shit. It's because, you need people out there that's going to say, you're not going to take my rights. I don't care what the fuck is going on. I'm not taking my rights. You're always going to have the majority that's going to be scared and cowardly. The sheep. As soon as somebody say boo, they run. But you need the strong that's going to stand there too. Because that's how you don't get ran over. We acting like the government are our friends. Then the second part too, even the way Trump is running the whole situation. The governors are supposed to run their state, right, Smoke?
Yeah.
So I'm leaving it to the governor's hands.
The mayor of the city. The governor of the state.
Yeah.
President of the U.S.
So governors make your rules. You know your state. Make decisions. See, but what happened?
Yeah, that's how it was
everybody
out here. Because the mayor wanted to lock the city down, but the governor was like, nah. So he overruled the damn mayor and shit out here.
But that's what you're supposed to do. But see, that they got so used to, they saw Trump following a special general who flagged Ukrainian whistleblower. So, damn, that shit threw me off. But no, what happened is, damn, that shit threw me off.
taking people's rights, giving the rights away.
Yeah. Well, taking people's rights away.
You saying something about Trump. You was about to say something about Trump.
Oh, right, no, with the governors. So what happened is the governors and everybody got used to with other presidencies, basically like, so president, tell me what to do. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like they not, like, nigga, govern your state. You know what I'm saying? So that's the whole thing. Govern your shit. Let the people have their right to choose. You know what I'm saying? But no, we don't want freedom. We want to be repressed. We just want to talk about freedom. You see what I'm saying? That's why you got everybody sitting over here. Everybody stay in. Everybody be in the house. Everybody. You be in the house. Why are you mad if I'm outside? Because we're still spreading it. Spread what? Because if I'm in a house and I'm asymptomatic, guess what? I still got it. And if I want to get some food from the grocery store, my asymptomatic ass is still going to be spreading it. So it's like, what are we talking about? I look at this shit like this. You can't look at life, right? And want something, and when that something comes, then you get afraid. That's like living in the time of slavery and talking about, yo, you can't wait till this shit is over. And you ain't got to be slaving for this white man. And then when the war comes, and slavery about to be over, now you scared because you don't know what you're going to do next. It makes no sense. That means you want that. You can't be these people that sit here, we got to fight against this white man and this white man system, white supremacy and white privilege. And then the SARS shit come, and now you running around talking about, oh, this shit hitting everybody. Yo, I'm scared and all that. Nah, you said you want to destroy the system, right? Don't be afraid when the system start cracking.
Scared.
That's what I said.
You're scared.
Maybe out here terrified and shit. Although it's on another page and shit, reading the comments. Yeah, man, because you know this corona thing and this serious. And y'all want to talk about these homemade remedies? This is before mainstream media start telling you to use these homemade remedies. But they saying, you want to use these homemade remedies? So I said, damn, black people, what are we afraid of? We was built for this. We was already improving our immune system, drinking our sea moss, and taking our different herbs and all kind of shit, and meditating, and you know what I'm saying? All this other shit that we doing that y'all claim work, right? Now that you got a time to test it, you nervous. That's like saying, yo, I'm a natural healer, right? You a natural healer, for you got all the herbs, all that shit. You all online, all that shit. Selling your shit, all that. And then I go to you and I'm like, yo, I think I might got that corona. What kind of herb you got for me? And you like, nigga, if you don't get out of my damn office, you spray me that with Lysol.
The fuck out of here.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo.
He got that wrong.
Yeah, he like, yo, now I'm about to go to the doctor right now and quarantine myself because I was in contact with. I'm going to look at you like, yo, I would never buy another herb from you.
But it's
because you don't
also
even believe in
like
your own shit.
Whether we believe in the shit that we be talking about, you know what I'm saying? It's like,
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It's like, are we just like catching on to this, to anything really? You know what I'm saying? I mean, in this case, we're speaking of like, you know, the health shit, but it's like, you know, a lot of times you'll see like, even like, just going back to like religion. Believe that shit, man. We believe.
You feel what?
You know what I mean? I said, my headphone fell out, but I'm like, do we even believe this shit? It's like, you know, you see people like, you know, spending money on this, you know, all the, especially like you watch YouTube, you watch, you know, you follow, you know, different speakers and people who present information and shit like that. You see all of this, so, and you see people absorbing the information because, you know, CMOS and shit like that. You start hearing about people talking about it more, bladder and, you know, taking these different stuff. So, I mean, it, like, in the community, it should be less fear going on. So, you know, either we don't believe the stuff that we are into or we not actually doing it. It's just like, you know, people just spewing shit. And so now it's time for, you know, your health to be in a better, you know, a better place because of what's happening, you know, the outside environmental factors that's happening right now. And it's like, oh, I really wasn't doing that shit, you know what I'm saying? So, but I was just saying, like on the last show, you know, it's like it's just a time right now to just correct that shit. So if you wasn't doing that, but you was talking like you was, you know what I'm saying? This is the time now to, you know, all right, fix it. You got a chance to go in there to really start taking those, whatever it is, you know what I mean? You know, eat healthier in the morning, eat more greens, or, you know, whatever the case is. So it's the time now to really work on it, you know what I'm saying? And you're at home, so for those that's home, you know what I'm saying? But
exactly,
if you out and about and you gotta be in the elements, you definitely wanna get on it, you know what I mean, and make sure you're taking some vitamin C and, you know, different little things like that to make sure that immune system is up, especially if you gotta be out.
That's the whole shit.
The elements.
Yeah, that's the whole shit. You got to build yourself up. It's no different than if you got a computer. You on the computer playing, you know, you not playing, but you on the computer, and you keep getting viruses and pop-ups. Right, you got to get your malware up, get your Norton. Now, once you get that and your shit's strong, guess what? It's knocking off any disease. And that's how that shit works. No, we want to walk around and be like, oh, man, fuck Norton. I don't need no Norton antiviral shit. I'll work with it, you know, how it goes or whatever. You'll do that shit instead. And then when a major bug or virus, computer virus, attack our computer and fuck everything up and wipe everything out, now we want to act all shocked. Now we can't believe it. Now it's like, oh man, I can't believe this shit. No, you ain't have no protective wear for like 4 years. 5 years. And they give a fuck. Now once this computer virus attack your shit and wipe everything out, now you shocked. No, build yourself up.
It's the computer.
That's what you gotta look.
It ain't shit.
You know?
Computer ain't
now
shit.
Look at this.
You could have protected it.
You could have protected your shit. Now here's the funny shit right here. African governments team up with tech giants to fight coronavirus lies. Because I guess that's what's important, right?
Coronavirus
African lies. So go African governments team up with tech giants to fight coronavirus lies. Governments across Africa are teaming up with technology giants, including Facebook and WhatsApp, to fight misinformation about coronavirus on social media platforms. South Africa, which has more infections than any other African country, with more than 1,300 confirmed cases, have launched an information service about the coronavirus on WhatsApp. And just to be clear, just because you have coronavirus does not mean you're going to die from coronavirus. A lot of times these countries be having 1,300 confirmed cases, and they might have 0 deaths or 1 death. You know what I'm saying? So let's keep that in mind too. In Nigeria, health officials are partnering with the messaging service owner by Facebook to send push notification to users with advice on symptoms and how to avoid infection. The Nigerian Center of Disease Control is also getting free ad space on Facebook for outreach about the pandemic, a benefit available to public health authorities in 11 other African countries and around the world. Twitter has been tweaking its algorithm to elevate medical information from authoritative sources, an initiative available in 70 countries, including 5 in Africa. It says, but governments and tech firms face an uphill battle as the virus spreads. Unfounded rumors are proliferating across multiple platforms. Blacks don't get coronavirus, said one erroneous tweet sent by Reuters, which was posted by a user in Kenya with nearly 70,000 followers. If you think you have it, you must learn to unblock your airway by boiling lemon, ginger, and inhaling, advised another bogus tweet posted by a user in Nigeria with more than 119,000 followers. Some governments are now resorting to punitive measures. In Kenya, at least 2 men, including a popular blogger, have been arrested for publishing false information about the virus on Twitter, an offense punishable by up to 10 years in prison. God damn. Or a fine of 5 million Kenyan shillings, which is $48,000. Neither has been charged. South Africa introduced a law in March that makes sharing malicious falsehood about the virus punishable by up to 6 months in jail. Public health officials worry such posts will drive up the number of infections. False claims that garlic, beetroot, and lemon are an effective alternative to antiretroviral drugs endorsed by a former South African health minister contributed to hundreds of thousands of deaths at the height of the AIDS epidemic in the 2000s, according to Harvard University researchers, and bogus rumors that foreign aid workers were bringing Ebola into communities hampered the response to 2 major outbreaks in Africa in the past 6 years. So that's what they're trying to guess that the rumors and all this shit that. But I'm just at the end of the day, it's like, what's the difference between me hearing what somebody suggests me do and Trump saying we're going to use a malaria drug and see what happens? You know what I'm saying? Well, that's how I look at that shit. Yeah, they said in Ethiopia, They got shoppers in Addis Ababa said prices of garlic and lemon had tripled within days. So this Ethiopian said, I'm protecting myself by inserting garlic in one side of my nose and ginger in the other. Yeah. So. But again, I say shit. Show me them black death numbers. That's what I say. I want to know, did globally black people die at a higher rate from coronavirus or gunshot? That's what I want to know.
It's definitely on both. Definitely on both.
Yeah. So yeah, man, I think we're about to get ready to call this shit a day. You know what I'm saying? You got anything you want to say?
Shit, shout out to all the listeners, man. Another week. Another good show. Shout out to you for always coming through with the stories.
You know what I'm saying? I've been trying to gather them shit. You know what I'm saying? Because what I always realize is when you gather them up, yo, by the time you get to the end of the week, that should be a full story, yo. Just like with the Chinese and shit. By the time I got to the one for April, April 3rd. That shit like, the Chinese trying to use the coronavirus to take over the world. You don't say. When they said them Chinese was in fucking Italy and shit, just locking down, it's like, where the Chinese at? Them niggas just locked the fuck down? Oh, yeah, I mean they had heads up. Fuck out of here. We out here playing games and shit. Don't even see what the hell going on. These niggas out here playing chess, and we playing hopscotch. It's just embarrassing, yo. Nothing to do. Because we got to go. Peace, black people. Share, subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Like, hit that notifications, comments, all that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? We just try to give it to the people and shit like that, you know? But until then, we out of here.
Facts.